What does it take to write an ad, headline, or subject line that's impossible to ignore? Come along with me as I take you through one of my favorite copywriting exercises ever. I'm gonna let you look over my shoulder as I critique this Galentine's copy from Anthropologie in real time, along with 6 other variations of it submitted by you, the Posse community. What made them great, what left me wanting more, and what could make them even more powerful. Keep watching. Hey Posse, what's up? It's Alex. Now, if you're following me on Instagram, LinkedIn, or right here on YouTube, then you've probably seen my regular Make It Hotter posts, where I find an ad, headline, or subject line and put it out to the community to, yep, you guessed it, make it hotter. Now, not only is this one of my favorite ways to practice copywriting, but it's also a great way to see how other marketers and copywriters think, which ultimately helps you better understand why certain things work and why certain things don't when it comes to writing ads or headlines. And the best part of this exercise for me is when I get to put on my Posse Prof spectacles and critique the top voted submissions. Yes, that's right, you voted for these. So in today's video, I'm gonna take you through one of my recent editions of Make It Hotter and break down my critiques of each ad point by point. Is your copy featured? Keep watching to find out. Now, first things first, let's take a look at this post where I asked the Posse community to make this ad even hotter. Now, this was an ad for Anthropologie, a lifestyle brand that sells everything from home decor to clothes and more. I love Anthropologie, I have shopped there many times. Now, here is their original ad copy. These looks, V cute. Get ahead of Galentine's Day with everything you and your besties will love at the link in bio. Shop now. So what works, what's missing, and what do I think could have been done even better? Well, right off the bat, they're starting this ad with a very short question. These looks? Now, asking a rhetorical question can be a really great way to hook a reader's attention. And you want to be a little bit careful with this because I do think it can be overused in marketing. There is nothing wrong with asking questions in copy, of course, from time to time. You just want to make sure that you're not always starting your copy with a question because it can feel a little bit cliche. Now, in this particular example, I think the question is pretty awesome because it creates an open loop. Using the words "these looks" create the desire to want to know. What looks, right? Versus simply asking another question like, what are you wearing this Galentine's Day? They then follow it up with V cute, which is kind of genius for 2 main reasons. First, it extends the open loop with a benefit, making you, of course, want to see these looks even more, right? Oh my gosh, they're very cute, right? And then the second reason I love this is because who doesn't love a good pun? Valentine's Day, V-Day, V cute, it's subtle, but this hook was really, really well done in my opinion. The next part of the ad goes on to say, get ahead of Galentine's Day with everything you and your besties will love at the link in bio. So this is the body copy for the ad, which you can see is very, very short. And short ads like this work really, really well with a warm audience that already has a high level of awareness about the brand. I told you that I shop at Anthropologie a lot, so it's really no wonder that I saw this really, really short ad that is geared towards more aware customers. Now here they are using the FOMO hook. They are saying get ahead of Galentine's Day. In other words, do not miss out. They then further that hook by implying that all of your besties will love these looks too. It is simple but genius. They then end with a call to action that directs them to the link in bio. Did you catch that? Why would they send them to the link in bio when there's a big shop now button right there? So this tells me that they likely boosted an organic Instagram post because no one says link in bio in a Facebook ad. It's kind of confusing to me. Like, where is the link in bio on a Facebook ad? Where do you even click? When I really think on this, I suppose it is possible that this language could subtly contribute to a more organic feel, like it actually was an Instagram post, which technically could build more trust because it might feel less like an ad, but I think that's a bit of a stretch. So was this an oversight? Was this intentional? It is interesting. But I am not done analyzing this just yet, right? Who could have thought a short ad could have so much feedback? It also uses one more hook. Did you catch it? Yes, irrelevancy. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so this short ad packs a serious punch with 2 powerful hooks and an open loop. Okay, not bad, Anthropologie. I see you over there doing your thing. But let's see if the posse can make it even hotter. But first, here's a quick recap of my 3-step hot headline formula, which you guessed it, could also be used for ads. A hot headline or ad should do 3 things. It should start with a concept or idea that grabs the reader's attention, either by provoking an emotion like fear, joy, controversy, FOMO, nostalgia, or promising a desired result or clear USP that is unique selling proposition. A good ad or headline should also open a loop. You want to pique curiosity and incentivize your audience to read further. And lastly, you want to target the right audience. Make it crystal clear who you are speaking to by calling out a clear problem or desired benefit that will appeal to your audience. And by the way, I have a totally free guide that breaks down my entire hot headline formula for you with examples so you can start practicing writing headlines and ads right now. Well, after you finish this video, of course. And you can grab a copy of that free guide by clicking the link in the description box below. And while you're at it, throw me a little thumbs up if you enjoy this video. All right, so are you ready to take a look at the Posse's submissions? These 6 ads were selected at random right here from the YouTube community and over on Instagram based on the number of likes they got. Big thank you to everyone who participated in this exercise. If you weren't selected, keep at it. You never know when your copy might be selected for a critique. Now let's take a look at these 6 ads submitted by the Posse. All right, first up, submission number 1. Here's what it says. Only the hottest looks for you and your besties this Galentine's Day. Link in bio. It's everything you need, in brackets. So first of all, I love the first sentence of this ad. Only the hottest looks for you and your besties. This is definitely really playing up that status and ego hook. I mean, let's be honest, who does not want to look hot on Valentine's Day, even if you are just going out with your girls, right? And then they end it with link in bio, it's everything you need. Now, I understand that you're adding it's everything you need at the end. I understand what you're trying to do, but I would caution against adding copy after the call to action that doesn't really add much to the ad. It would be different if you could say here, get 50% off everything, or something that really entices further, but what does it even mean to say it's everything you need when it comes to clothing? It doesn't really add anything. And if it's not needed, why include it? Also, I believe you should always end your messaging by telling your audience exactly what you want them to do. So in this case, I would eliminate the it's everything you need, and then I would just end it with a simple shop now, because that's what the CTA, the button on the ad, actually says. And like we talked about earlier, like what is link in bio? What does that even mean on an ad? I would just remove that completely, okay? Great job. Let's take a look at submission number 2. This one says, ready to impress your bestie on Valentine's Day? These new looks are exactly what you need. Find the best fit for both of you. All right, again, so starting off with a question, great way to really pull the reader's attention forward. I really like the, ready to impress. Again, it's playing off that sense of status and ego. We all want to, whether it's conscious or subconscious, impress others. Now, I know the original ad did focus on Galentine's Day and buying for your bestie, but in this case, I think I would eliminate the bestie part and just make it more focused on a Valentine's Day ad, because I'm not really trying to impress my friends on Valentine's Day. I mean, okay, maybe, but not typically, right? So I would want to maybe impress my husband or a crush or a date or some other significant other, who we really care about how they feel about how we look, right? Not that I don't care about what my besties think of me, but I'm really not trying to impress them. And then I might add in some more descriptive words to really communicate what the reader wants to feel, right? Is it confident? Is it fun and flirty? And then again, adding in the call to action, shop now. And I would say this ad is good to go. Just one more comment. Make sure to always double check your grammar and punctuation. A quick run through Grammarly or a tool like that would have caught that right away. Okay, let's move on to submission number 3. Finally, it's here. Share unforgettable moments with your besties with this beautiful collection. Find out more in the link in bio. Okay, so I really like how they're starting this ad. They're saying it's finally here. That's using the novelty hook, right? It's kind of that you've been waiting for this. It creates that sense of excitement, and now it is finally here. Yay. This is a great hook. I think it works really, really well here. But I would caution you against using this hook unless it truly is like a new release or a launch. From reading the original copy, I don't think that was the case for this. So when you're rewriting ads, it's totally okay to be creative and like take a different direction, just like we did with the previous example where we switched it from like a Galentine's Day theme with your besties to a Valentine's Day theme and like looking hot for your Valentine. So it is okay to do that. And I encourage you to play around with different directions. Just remember that if you are writing this for a client, it's important to just make sure you're staying, in integrity to the offer and not introducing new concepts or ideas. Now I might like switch up the copy on this a little bit just to help the reader connect the dots a little bit more and make the copy feel a bit more relevant. So something like matching sets with your BFF for a girls' night out, shop our Galentine's Day collection now at link in bio, or, shop the collection now. Just without the link in bio, I think would work. So great job so far. You guys are absolutely nailing these ads. Let's take a look at number 4. Galentine's or Valentine's, plan your love day with special gifts that sparks your relation. Link in bio, PS sale last for 48 hours only. Okay, so overall, the first thing I'm noticing is some grammar. So just again, make sure you are checking that before you submit, especially if this is for your portfolio or for an actual client. Overall, I really like this ad. I like how you kind of call out right away, like Galentine's or Valentine's. I think Valentine's Day ads sometimes are triggering to people who aren't in love or aren't in a relationship. And so in this way, you're kind of making it inclusive, but also specific at the same time, sort of like a choose your own adventure type of thing, which I think is really cool. I also love the emojis, huge fan of emojis. You guys know that. So this is a great example of how using emojis can help communicate a certain emotion or a feeling. And then they really just make this ad stand out, right? So again, emojis, you don't want to overuse them, but they can be used powerfully in an ad. I really like how you said plan your love day and how you're trying to make this ad feel a little bit more generic, like it can go either way, but you kind of lose me a little when it says with special gifts that sparks your relation. That feels a little bit clunky to me. Even if it was grammatically correct and said with special gifts that spark your relation, I don't actually really know what that means. So I would maybe rewrite this sentence to say something like, whichever you're celebrating, find the fun or flirty style that's right for you, or something like that. And then again, instead of link in bio, I would just say shop now. Now you end the ad with a PS line that says the sale lasts for only 48 hours only. And again, I see what you're trying to do there. Scarcity and incentive is a great way to add urgency to an ad and get people to take action, which is super smart. Of course, if it is in fact real. So in this example, maybe you're just being creative, which is awesome. If you were writing this for Anthropologie for a Valentine's Day sale that was in fact limited, awesome. But if it's not, and it's just a relevant ad to point to their existing collection, you would just want to make sure that you weren't using scarcity unless it was real. And part of becoming a stronger writer is working with what you have and then figuring out how to sell it. It's easy to go, oh, I'm just going to put a limited time offer on this and then it's going to become more powerful. And that's true. But oftentimes as a copywriter, when you're working with a client, there isn't a lot to work with. And you have to kind of dig up creative hooks and open loops and language that is still compelling and implies urgency without actually using scarcity if it isn't in fact real. So just some feedback there for all of you when you're rewriting and writing ads, especially for clients. Oftentimes it is a bit of a challenge being like, how can I make this sound interesting when there is no scarcity? But great job on that. Let's go on to number 5. The ad says, grab your girls, Galentine's Day is almost here. Have you seen these looks? Tray cute. Bet your besties will love them. Shop now, link in bio. So first of all, love this ad. It is giving me major Shania Twain vibes with that, like, let's go girls, right? I love the first, grab your girls, Galentine's Day is almost here. It would be fun to see if you could work in a Shania Twain reference, but then I'm like, is it just me? Like, does everyone get the Shania Twain reference? It could just be me. So you want to be careful not to go too far down the reference rabbit hole that only a certain subset of Shania Twain lovers would get. Overall, I think it's really great. I also love the have you seen these looks? Tray cute. You're going after that preview open loop again. I think that's really cool. I also love the tray cute because it's, again, it's cute. You're playing off of the V cute, making it sound a little French. Great. You probably could go with either one. You could probably go with grab your girls, Galentine's Day is almost here. Or maybe you could go with have you seen these looks? Tray cute both of those are strong hooks. Sometimes we have to resist the urge, like double hook it up, you know, when really either one of those could be a strong opener to its own ad, which is really, really great. And then next you say, bet your besties will love them. Shop now, link in bio. I might just add like a we bet just to make it a little more conversational, like we bet your besties will love them, or your besties will love them as much as you do, just to kind of make it a full thought. And then of course you could add the CTA, drop the link in bio, shop our V-Day must-haves now, or something like that. But awesome job, love that ad. And lastly, we're gonna go on to number 6. Grab your Galentine's tribe and treat yourself to one of these cute looks and make this Valentine's one for the books. Okay, your girl loves a good rhyme. I really, really do. But as much as I think this rhyme is cute, I think I would love this ad a lot more without it. I am someone who loves rhymes. Like, I'm like, what am I trying to say? I love rhymes. You are talking to someone who loves using rhymes. I have to resist the urge, you guys, at all costs to use a rhyme. I don't know why. I'm like, I was a poet in a past life or something, but I would just keep it short and add in a little bit more detail with a call to action at the end. So the other thing I would say is the first line is great, but drop the word tribe. It's not a vibe. See what I did there? So something like, grab your Galentine's and treat yourself to one of these cute looks. Shop now. Sometimes simple is better. Like truly, that's all we're trying to say, right? Is grab your Galentine's, treat yourself to one of these cute looks, let's go. And one of the hardest things about copywriting is simplifying, right? And cutting out what is not absolutely necessary. I always think of that famous quote from Coco Chanel where she's like, before you leave the house, remove one accessory. I hope I'm not butchering that. I think that's what it is. I kind of think the same way about copywriting too, right? Sometimes the more you know, the harder it is to write simpler copy because you're like, ooh, but I could throw in this cute rhyme or clever hook, or I could do this open loop, and all of it's great, but it could almost all be its own separate ad. So a little word of advice there. Overall, great job on this ad. All right, that is it. Oh my gosh, everyone did such a great job on this exercise. You guys are really nailing these concepts. Now, if you want to play along on the next edition of Make It Hotter, be sure to follow me on social media. I post these exercises regularly on Instagram, LinkedIn, and right here on my YouTube community. If you like this video and want to see more in-depth critiques like this one in the future, go ahead and give me a thumbs up below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to be notified when my next video goes live. Don't forget to grab your copy of my free hot headline guide below, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. Until then, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out the next one from me right here, and you can click right here to get a free gift. What does it take to write an ad, headline, or subject line that is impossible to ignore? Come along with me as I take you through one of my favorite copywriting exercises ever. I'm about to let you look over my shoulder as I critique 6 ads on the fly, what made them great, what left me wanting more, and what would make them even more powerful. Keep watching.